Here they come at the Meadowlands. And they're off.
Hello everyone, Wendy Ross for U.S. Trotting. Hambletonian Day inches closer and closer. We make another stop along the way to trainer Tony Alagna as he talks about his colt Fast as the Wind going into the Hambletonian final and his filly Pink CoCo Chanel headed into the Oaks. Tony, thank you so much for having us at your beautiful facility here that you bought this year coming into 2022. It's been a project, but it's something to be proud of.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a labor of love. Everybody said when you buy a farm, you don't know what the next day is going to hold in store. But we closed on it Cinco de Mayo, which is awesome because I'll never forget that. But, we've done a lot of work. We've got 3 barns completed, 2 more left to do. They'll be done while we're at Lexington. Track's phenomenal. We've got a beautiful 7/8 mile track. And I just couldn't be more thrilled with how things are coming.
Hambletonian week, you know what that means. A lot of horses in for you this weekend. We're going to focus on, of course, Fast as the Wind. Raced very well in his elimination. Comes in here, draws post 3. Dexter Dunn opposite Jiggy Jog S, but that's okay. You pick up Yannick Gingras.
Yeah, anytime you can pick up Yannick as a backup, that sure isn't a bad thing. So, Yannick's yet to win the race. Maybe this will be the year that he can get it done for us. So I think the 3 is a perfect spot for this horse. And, Yannick knows what to do, that's for sure.
The colt is so impressive at 2. He's come back here at 3. Now take us through his year from June to now.
Yeah, last year he got through a little bit of a bad streak there with his liver in Lexington and got sick, and it took us a while to get him back. And he was, he was phenomenal at the end of the year. He came back well this year, went to Canada, won the good times. We brought him back home, and I didn't think he was quite as sharp. We took him to Vernon, and he really threw a clunker in the Zweig, and that wasn't him at all. He got used hard from the outside post, but still, that wasn't him. So, we've really been working hard on his blood. My second trainer, Humberto Alvarez, and the caretaker, Victor Rosales, who took care of Ramona Hill. They've really put a lot of effort into him the last month, and everything's starting to turn around.
For being known as kind of the pacing guy, right? Let's go back 2012, 10 years ago, my MVP, a 3rd in the Hambletonian final, and of course you won the Futurity. History in the making there for him. And then let's go 2020. Ramona Hill, the filly that took on the boys. She, her elimination was a bit rough, but man, she was impressive and won that final. And, what a good story in a year that needed something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, I told everybody, I said, of course, all years with COVID, I would win the jug and the Hambletonian when there was no crowds. But, they'll never take that away from us, what we did. Ramona Hill was an amazing filly, and she was just all heart. And when she won the Hambletonian, it was really a dream realized because, as a 2-year-old, I remember, they would put it in print that Roger Welch reminded me that I told him at Hoosier Park when she was 2 that she'd win the Hambo. And that's she ended up getting it done.
Speaking of Ramona Hill, 2 fillies in that final this week that are certainly Ramona Hill caliber and have to be considered big players.
Yeah, absolutely. Those fillies have, coming in with a great resume. They both just seem to be on their game going into it. So, it'll be interesting to see how they stack up against the Colts.
Moving on to the Hambletonian Oaks, of course, Pink CoCo Chanel draws post 8, but raced well in her elimination, not raced at 2. This filly coming back at 3. It's been an adventurous year to get her here. The Crawford Farms homebred, 3/4 sister to their great trotter Homicide Hunter. She's got a lot of value from them as a broodmare, but let's have some fun racing as well, post 8 in that Oaks final.
Yeah, as a 2-year-old, she was just a very immature filly, more so mentally than physically. She gave us an adventurous run there in Florida, getting her broke and everything, and, it was definitely a challenge to get her there. But now that she's there, from 2 to 3 made all the difference in the world. She's a totally different animal than she was, and, put in a real gutsy performance the other day, coming first up from a long ways back. The draw's not ideal, of course, but you never know how they're going to mix it up on Hambo Day. So, we're in it to win it. We'll see what happens.
That's for the 3-year-olds. Let's talk about the 2-year-olds. The Jim Dougherty, you have 4 beautiful, talented trotting fillies going into that final.
Yeah, we had a really good run with trotting fillies this year. Of course, Una Madonna's a filly we bought privately, but Royal Filly was a homebred of Crawford's, a sister to $100 Bill and Sleigh. And Graceful Patty was a Lexington purchase for $100, and Mambasita was a filly that I bought from Crawford's, and they stayed in. We're a piece. We give $85,000 for her, and she's owned by one of my new partners, Robbie Pride from Canada. First horses he's ever owned. He goes to sale, and he ends up with a Mambasita, so that's not too bad.
That's what it's all about, right? Tony, we know you've been there. You've held that Hambletonian trophy before. What would it mean to do it again?
With this horse, it would mean a lot because, he's a little, I wouldn't say old-fashioned bred, but, Cantab Halls, you don't see them doing all the work and, getting the prestige and the honor that the Muscle Hills or the Chapter 7s, or the Walners. So, to have a horse like him in the Hambo that's, just done nothing wrong, he's had some little bumps in the road with his blood work, but as far as his, ability and talent wanting to get the job done, I wouldn't trade him for anybody else.
Tony, always a pleasure. Best of luck.
Thank you.